Hey friend, I hope this Thursday has been a wonderful one for you so far, and I pray that above everything else, your proximity to Abba is closer than ever before. Whether this day promised good or ill for you, I pray that God has already turned it around in your favor because He is good. I also hope that your biggest issue today is that grumbling stomach. But just in case there is something bigger than that looming in your mind, I have good news. Your God is aware and He will not forsake you. Can you recall the last good thing God did for you? I mean, that thing that you didn't think you could get through or get past or get over, and yet He brought you out. Chances are you remember milestones in your life where God has given you the victory, but I know there are many victories that He brought us through that we forget. I know that there are things that took my breath away and drained the life out of me until God stepped in, and now I can only remember some. But we need to remember His goodness. When we remember what He has already done, it gives us the faith to believe that whatever giant is now before us is also going down. When David faced the giant Goliath, we already knew it was with a sling and 5 smooth stones. But David carried something else with him. Read 1 Samuel 17:40. And he took his staff in his hand and chose him 5 stones out of the brook and put them in a shepherd's bag which he had, and his sling was in his hand, and he drew near to the Philistine. So besides the sling, David had a staff in his hand. Hebrew tradition records that the shepherd's staff was like a totem pole. So one day as David sat in the field watching his sheep and a lion approached, David killed the lion. It was a grueling fight, but David won. And when he sat down, he took out his knife and he carved a symbol on that staff, and it meant, I killed a lion that came after my sheep in the name of the Lord. Another time a bear came and David killed him too, and when he was done, he made another carving on his staff, and it meant, I killed a bear in the name of the Lord of hosts, Jehovah Sabaoth. Every other victory David had, he carved it on that shepherd's staff. And then on that day he stood facing the giant, he had to choose his weapons. And yes, he took his sling, but in his other hand was his shepherd's staff. It might have been easier to run without it, but no way was he going to forget what God had already done for him. That staff was a testimony to the power and the might of God. When he faced the giant, he was doing so with the power of everything God had already done. Friend, when we recall the power of God in our lives in times past, then every giant in your life is a tiny giant. Even if what you're facing is bigger than anything you've ever seen, it's still a small thing for your God. In fact, it's so small a mountain that a pebble in the name of the Lord will take it down. I declare that over your giant today, that you have the victory that Jesus won when He defeated every foe, every giant. He wears the victor's crown, and every foe is tiny. Be blessed as you finish this final stretch of our 21-day fast. God bless you.